This week, James and Martin are in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee.
We want to power this beer with music.
Good luck.
It's actually working. How close is your nearest hospital?
Losing power.
Guys, faster.
I think I might take up guitar playing as a hobby now.
Yeah, you were really good.
Scottish brewers James Watt and Martin Dickey love beer. They run the fastest growing brewery in the UK, brewed the strongest beer in the world, and even brewed a beer at the bottom of the North Atlantic. Now they're traveling all over the world to brew outrageous beers with the planet's best craft brewers.
Do you think we could do this?
No, but I think we can try.
Risk life and limb to find the most bizarre ingredients and spread their passion for everything craft beer.
I don't like it.
This is BrewDogs.
Nashville, Tennessee, famous for honky-tonks, bars, and most of all, amazing country music.
So much great music has been inspired by beer. But in Nashville, we want to flip that on its head and make a great beer inspired and also powered by music. The beer in Nashville's quickly catching up to the quality of the music. And since 2013, Tennessee Brewworks have been at the forefront of that evolution.
They're going to be the perfect partner to make this music beer with. Let's get inside and try some of their beers out.
Nashville itself is the inspiration for the harmonious creations coming out of Tennessee Brewworks, where brewmaster Laura Burns oversees a growing lineup of chart-topping beers that sing with local flavor. With a strong focus on sustainability and community engagement, they're leading the charge to make Nashville's craft beer scene as legendary as its music.
How's it going?
Good. Laura. Woo.
I'm James.
Martin,
Nice to meet you.
This place is amazing.
We're pretty lucky here.
And you're also an actual doctor.
Not like a medical doctor, but I did get my PhD.
So you're... Is she a doctor?
A doctor. Yeah.
So as well as a lot of passion, as well as a lot of music, there's a hell of a lot of science, especially the science of fermentation goes into what you do here.
Absolutely.
So we want to make the ultimate Nashville beer, and you are going to help us.
Let's start on it. What are we thinking?
We couldn't possibly do anything more than speculate until you let us taste some beer.
All right, let's go.
The best way to taste any beer is straight from the tank.
Right.
You've got a lot of top pressure in this tank as well, 22 PSI.
Yeah.
Happens if I just tweak this up a bit.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you make a little mess.
James, that was pretty stupid.
I just wanted to show the people at home the pressure that was in the tank.
Well, I'll show you a real demo. Just keep your eyes on that for a second.
Worse than him.
This doesn't bode well for this episode. Just that we're the stupid ones.
I thought as a doctor you'd have known better. Let's try this beer.
What's it called?
It's the Basil Ryman. The Ryman is a very famous music venue, originally home of the Grand Ole Opry.
And what yeast do you use to ferment this one?
It's a Saison blend. So it harbors both Saccharomyces and Brettanomyces. You'll get a lot of character from the Brettanomyces. It kind of finishes it out. Those residual sugars that Saccharomyces leaves behind will be eaten up by the Brett.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You called it Ryman because there's some rye malt in there as well.
We actually use 30% rye malt.
Maybe we should use some rye malt in the beer that we brew.
Absolutely. Give it a little earthy character, too.
And you're getting that barnyard, funky, saddle notes in there, too. It's a fantastic beer.
Oh, thank you.
I think a Saison would be a great beer style for us to make, but maybe it should be a session Saison. Session beer for the session musicians and the honky-tonks.
Drink it all night long.
What else can we do to add some complexity and even more local influence?
We have a lot of barrels here in Tennessee that we use to make whiskey. So we have a barrel-aged Basil Ryman if you want to give that a try.
I think we should definitely try it and see what the wood adds to the beer. Which direction in the brewery is that?
That way.
So this is the same beer, but aged in oak.
Absolutely, yeah. This one is in a Pritchard's barrel. They had a double chocolate, double whiskey that they aged in it.
Double
Artisan
chocolate, double whiskey.
Absolutely.
That would make Martin double happy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is really good. I love the little hint of whiskey character in there, the wood as well. Gives it a nice toasted vanilla edge.
Vanilla, definitely.
You're getting all that herby deliciousness you had in the straight-up Basil Ryman, but the thing that makes it really amazing is the wood notes in there.
Yeah, we have to use wood, but since we're making a music beer, how do we actually get music and wood into our beer?
That's a good question.
So we've got an amazing concept for a beer style, but the key thing is how we can make it powered by music.
Maybe we need to work out how to do this properly.
Good luck.
If there's anybody who might have a clue about turning sound into power, it's the team at Sound Image, where they've been making some of the biggest acts in the music business sound their best for over 40 years. Now the guys are meeting up with engineer Vito Corena to see if they can turn their idea into reality, or if they're totally out of their minds.
We want to make a beer that says Nashville, and nothing says Nashville quite like music. So we thought, how could we brew our beer with music?
We almost want the music to become the beer and end up in people's glass.
Well, we've got pumps, we've got induction burners, so we're going to need a lot of energy, I guess.
We would have to figure out a way to turn sound into some sort of useful electricity.
How do we go about figuring out how we can actually do this?
Well, I don't know. Let's go grab some gear and run some experiments.
Cool.
Sounds good. Good dismount.
Thank you.
So what are we going to do here, Vito?
Well, I believe the first thing we have to do is make a cable to be able to plug your brew kit in and have it terminate to one of our amplifiers.
Peter, this looks like a pretty basic piece of home appliance. How's this going to help us?
The concept is pretty basic. The sound is really voltage once it goes into a microphone. We're basically going to use an amplifier to amplify that voltage and be able to run your machines with it.
So what's this device going to do?
This is a Neutrik NL4 connector.
It's a what?
Neutrik
Obviously.
NL4 connector. It's a speaker connector. And we're basically going to be powering your brew kit as we would be powering a speaker.
So the music's going to go from the instruments into an amplifier into this device, and that's hopefully going to give us electricity that we can use.
Hopefully, yes.
And what do you think the best kind of music would be to power this beer making system?
I think a rock band, something that would put out some output.
What about death metal?
I don't know if you would want the beer to have that kind of vibe.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got the cable. What do we do?
Let's get an amplifier and plug it in and see what happens.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay, guys, so this is a live soundboard. We can use this to run some experiments and see if we can generate electricity.
And do you know how to use this?
Somewhat.
Push that one up a bit.
Okay, push
Yeah,
this
well,
one up a
that
bit.
should sound pretty good. Even better.
Nicely tuned, James.
Thank you.
Good. Oh, wow.
I don't know what you did there, but it'll probably win a Grammy at some point. Let's...
So Vito, now the board is perfectly tuned. How about we start generating some electricity through the power of music?
We have to grab an amplifier and test the theory.
What does an amplifier actually do?
It'll amplify the signal to rock and roll levels. You can plug this end of the microphone cable in the first input on the back of the rack. That's not the right amp rack. Is there a female-to-female turnaround in that bin?
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. I knew we were going to be making music, but I didn't know it was going to be sweet, sweet music.
It's the best thing about the music industry. Female-to-female connection happens all the time.
Well, at the moment, we're generating about 103 volts. As of now, we're just sending a tone to the amplifier. So if we increase the level, we're at about 114, which is the correct voltage that should operate your equipment.
But I can't hear the tone.
That's because it's just going into the amplifier for now.
Is that because I'm tone deaf?
Judging by your mix, maybe so.
Vito, now the equipment seems to be working. Should we plug in a guitar?
Well, we have a bass guitar.
Do you know anyone that plays a bass guitar?
Actually, yes. This is Dan Pellerin. He works at Sound Image.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
He has a band, so I believe he could help us with the experiment.
Let's get him hooked up.
So we've got Dan connected to the mixer, connected to the amp, and now connected to this light bulb.
Correct.
It's not going to work.
It might not work.
It's not working.
Vito, it's not working. Wee.
There's a little bit.
There we go.
Oh, it is?
It's
There's some
actually
electricity.
working. It's amazing.
That's unbelievable.
I was quite skeptical about this whole concept, but see you there playing, to hear the music and see the light flashing, this might actually just work.
So Dan, if you could play some high notes and some low notes, and let's see what gives us the most power output.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that was good. What was that, high or low?
That was a low one.
Oh, low's
Yeah,
good.
low. So the bass guitar is working. Should we try the kick drum and see what happens?
Let's give it a shot.
Oh,
That's...
so James, it's working really well now. The brightness is great, but it's still flickering. So maybe, Dan, if you joined in with James, we could get more of a constant light.
Let's do it.
Look at that.
Seems to be working.
Pretty much constant.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I think that's going to work. A couple more band members, and then we can get a constant stream of energy to power our brew system.
Vito, you're a genius.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
You have made the impossible possible.
So Dan, we're going to need a lot of music, so if you could meet us at the recording studio with your band,
All you need to do is play for between 6 and 8 hours straight.
and we'll give you loads of beer.
I'm looking forward to it.
Get some sleep and lay off the drugs.
Go. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
That happened.
James and Martin are in Nashville, putting the sweet sound of the city into a beer by making a music-powered, wood-aged session saison.
There's no more important instrument in the Nashville music scene than the guitar.
We're going to age our beer on a guitar made by legendary guitar maker Jeff Sen.
This beer's not just going to be powered by music, we're going to infuse music into the beer in every way we possibly can.
I think we could put a drum kit in it.
No.
From Bruce Springsteen to John Fogerty, some of the biggest names in music have satisfied their custom guitar needs with the meticulous craftsmanship of master guitar maker Jeff Sen. From his home workshop in Nashville, he's made instruments that sound so great, it's natural to expect they might taste great too.
So guys, what brings you to Nashville?
We want to make the ultimate Nashville beer, and to do that, it really has to have music in it.
What we'd love to do is age the beer that we're making in one of your guitars. We'll hopefully get some of that wood influence in there, but also the heart and soul of the Nashville music scene.
Wow, never done that before.
Don't think anyone's ever done it before.
I don't think so.
What makes Jeff Sen guitars so special?
I would say attention to detail and the fact that we're such a small shop. My wife Chris and I are building these, so it's not a factory of 10 people. It's a pretty singular vision, and hopefully whoever's buying it relates to that.
So what's the secret to making an amazing electric guitar?
If you start with good resonant woods that will really bring out the frequencies and everything, it makes the entire guitar in the end better.
So Jeff, I'm not known for my ability to play a guitar, but is there any way you could teach me in a few minutes to appear like a rock legend?
I can probably get you guys playing slide guitar pretty quick.
Cheers.
Basically just lightly put it on the strings. Something like that.
Yeah, that looked quite easy. I'm sure we can do that.
Maybe let's try building some guitars.
Might be a good idea.
We're using poplar, and it just happens to be our state tree, which is kind of a cool reason to try to use it in the beer, I think.
Definitely.
Okay, guys, I think it's time for you to do some cutting.
Okay. How am I doing?
Pretty good for a beer brewer.
He's an expert when it comes to playing with wood.
Do you want to give it a shot?
Sure. James, what's the technique for getting this right?
Just go slow and hope for the best.
It's a lot like my wedding night. Oh no.
Oh, that's it. Oh.
Oh, Martin.
Oh, Martin.
It's exactly like my wedding night.
Maybe like your wedding night. Let's try it from another angle.
It's looking much more like one of your famous guitars now.
Let's get the strings on and we're done.
I think we've got a little more to do before that.
And Jeff, what actually goes in this part of the guitar?
The pickups will go in that part, which is basically the microphone.
Oh, so that's how it works.
So we're going to take our router now.
You're honestly going to let me do this?
I think everybody out there wants to see you do it.
Except maybe you. Oh, yeah.
Job.
Oh, look. I've amazed myself.
I think you amazed me. Now we're going to turn this into a neck. There's really fancy machines they have now that can turn one of these out. We do this the way they've done it for hundreds of years, which is with different rasps and draw knives and things.
Stuck. Jeff, are you doing this any differently than how you usually would?
I am, actually. We're going to use dowels.
So no epoxy and no metal at all in the beer.
Now, we don't want that in the beer yet.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Great job.
Well, it was you who did it. We just kind of got in the ways, I think. I think I might take up guitar playing as a hobby now.
Yeah, you were really good.
With their delicious guitar on its way, the guys decide to visit a local honky-tonk to meet up with their chief engineer, David Donovan, and figure out the details of their music-powered brew.
You must be clapping for David.
Oh, we recognise him off the show.
No one clapped for us.
Hi, guys.
David,
David,
we got you a beer.
Oh, thank you.
we're in Nashville. We're going to make a beer powered by music.
Far out. Okay.
We met a guy that can capture the energy created by a band playing and turn it into electricity that can power our system.
Okay. Now, obviously, that means changing all of our gas system to the electrical burners.
Hot plates.
Lots of watts needed there.
David, we've got a band, some instruments, a recording studio. Surely the rest's up to you.
Okay, all right.
Pretty much all the hard work for you.
I appreciate that. Believe me, I appreciate that.
We've got to
'Cause
leave you something to do.
usually you guys leave me everything to do, and I'm just stuck holding the bag, as it were. But at least this time I got a handle on the bag.
David, we don't just want to power this beer by music, we want to age it on a special electric guitar made from maple and poplar. We've somehow got to figure out how to age the beer on that guitar.
Well, why don't we make a guitar case/carboy?
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds perfect.
okay.
David, if there's not enough people in the band to generate the power we need and you had to jump in and help, what would you play?
The radio. I would play the radio. I used to be a drummer back in the day.
Oh, so it's just a single drum made out of a bearskin.
Yeah.
So a Nashville-inspired beer, powered by music and made by a guy in a cowboy hat.
I wish I could quit you, David Donnelly.
Good luck.
Good luck. Nashville's got some achingly awesome craft beer bars.
If you're looking to make some friends in low places, these are our top 5 places to start looking.
The hip 12 South neighborhood lends its name to our number 5 pick, the 12 South Tap Room and Grill. With funky decor befitting a craft beer bar in Music City, this casual pub has tons of rotating taps and coolers full of cans and bottles, making it the perfect spot to spend an afternoon getting to know Nashville's best session beers and session musicians. I mean, probably. Everyone plays an instrument in Nashville, right? Located adjacent to the Union Station Hotel, our number 4 pick is the Flying Saucer Draft Emporium. It used to be part of a train depot. Now it's home to one of the city's largest selections of local craft beer with 80, count them, 80 taps and a ton more bottles too. Drink enough of them to join the UFO Club and get a plate on the wall or ceiling. That way you can bring your friends by and go, hey look, that's my plate. Nashville's upscale Gulch area is home to our number 3 bar, Hops and Crafts. There are 36 craft beer taps that change daily, so even if it were possible to get bored of awesome beer, you won't. That said, the fantastic selection will probably have you deciding between trying them all and paying your rent. But don't worry, we're sure you'll make the right decision. If you're thirsty and on the east side of town, swing by our number 2 pick, the Hop Stop. This down-to-earth craft beer bar boasts dozens of local brews and a bevy of awesome imports to savor with one of their signature hot dogs or ice cream sandwiches. And once you're feeling lucky, you can settle in for a round of bingo. This time, your number's sure to come up. Or not. Our number 1 pick, Craft Brewed, is a multifaceted fantasy for any true craft beer lover. It's a great beer bar with dozens of taps. It's a killer bottle shop with an amazing selection. It's a must-visit growler fillery. It's an expert-run homebrew supply shop. And since they let you order delivery, it may as well be a restaurant. Honestly, anyone who can't find something to love about this place is probably not capable of love at all, which makes it perfect for a first date. James and Martin are in Music City to get the flavor of Nashville into their music-powered session saisons. Now they're about to get an informative taste of the local cuisine.
Nashville, not just famous for country music, but also Prince's hot chicken.
We're here to find the perfect beer to pair with the hottest food in Nashville and probably scorch our palates.
We shouldn't scorch our palates.
We might.
Prince's Hot Chicken is a staple of late-night dining and a true Nashville institution. Here, owner Andre Prince Jeffries and longtime co-workers like Tiffany Harris serve up one of the most intense fried chicken experiences a human can have. Well, in public at least.
We came all the way from Scotland to eat your famous hot chicken.
Goodness, I'm so excited.
And how long have you been making hot chicken?
Well, it's been in my family over 70 years.
And how did hot chicken come about in the first place?
Well, my great uncle was a womanizer. He overdid it. This lady friend got kind of angry. She wanted to get him back. She was so furious. So she prepared his breakfast. Guess she went and pulled the hot spices out of the ground and put it in his food to retaliate. He liked it. He asked her to fix it again for his friends.
So the hot chicken was meant as a punishment?
Right.
But actually it tasted amazing.
He loved it.
Some of the chickens you make here are infamously hot.
It affects people different ways. You know, some people take it as a medicinal thing. Some people take it, you know, they want an arousal thing.
Like an
You know,
aphrodisiac.
like, yeah, you ought to see this parking lot on Friday and Saturday nights.
And do you like beer?
No.
Have you?
But I'm glad you all came by.
Would you be willing to taste a tiny bit with the chicken tonight?
Just a little. Here's Tiffany.
So this is the chicken. It even smells spicy.
Wow.
Oh, it does. So the medium is hot, but then after the medium there's hot,
Yes.
extra hot, And
That's suicide.
We call it suicide.
How long have you worked here?
I've been on for over 20 years.
And have you tasted all these chickens?
No.
No?
I'm getting a little bit worried here. You guys are the chicken experts, and you go as far as a medium.
She goes hot. She's hot.
So we're going to taste the chicken and then taste the beer.
Have mercy.
Cheers.
Okay.
And this is medium?
That packs a punch. Wow.
Yes, it does.
But the chicken is beautiful. So how many years is it since you last tasted beer?
It's been since I was a teenager, and I'm almost 70 years old.
I would have said if when you was a teenager, it must have been 25 years ago or something.
Oh, keep on talking.
So we're going to taste a little bit of the beer that's made right here in Tennessee by Yazoo.
Cheers.
So this should be the perfect beer for spicy foods. It should soothe your palate after the intense heat.
Ooh, the beer's good.
You like a little bit more?
Beer
You're gonna cause me to get a DUI on the way home tonight.
Oh, no, be careful.
Big Mama's sitting down. Carry on. Thank you.
So now it's time to try the hot.
Well, we'll need some more beer.
Yes, we do. Right.
Oh, that's spicy. So taste it, maybe add the beer to it.
Whoa.
Which one of the two of us do you think can best handle spicy chicken?
What makes you say that?
You're fine.
Is it? Yeah. A little bit.
How about we step it up a notch
Okay, let's
with
do
the
it.
extra hot?
Okay, this is extra hot chicken.
Extra hot.
Whoa.
It's weird, it's insanely delicious, but it's got such a stinging, palate-destroying heat in there too.
Oh, this stuff is crazy. My nose is running. My mouth is on fire.
So there's one final chicken left to taste. This is the hottest chicken in all of Nashville.
You have me sweating.
Okay, well,
Is that because we're two hot Scottish guys, or is it because of the chicken?
Are you going to make it with us?
try.
To the hottest chicken in all of Nashville. Oh no. Oh no, no. It's hard to explain what's actually happening inside my mouth. Oh. How close is your nearest hospital? We might need to take him.
Drink something. Hurry up.
Oh my goodness. And what do you think the beer is doing to this insanely hot chicken?
Very little.
I don't know why I let y'all talk me into this.
I don't know why you let us do this either.
I think what we learned today is the medium heat is fine.
Tiffany, can you give me a hug, please? It's maybe the only thing that's get me through this. Tiffany. Tiffany, how long?
Come on, Martin. Come on.
How long does this last for?
It's going to last for a couple of minutes.
I feel punished.
Nashville, conventionally famous for its music, now it's becoming famous for its beer scene too.
In addition to Tennessee Brew Works, these are our top 5 craft breweries in Music City. Y'all.
At number 5, Fat Bottom Brewing makes a cheeky lineup of unfiltered, unforgettable beers named after amply proportioned retro pinup girls, like Ruby, a quote, athletic All-American with a secretly naughty side. Our number 4 pick is Jackalope Brewing, where founder Bailey Spalding encourages you to drink legendary. Legendary like their namesake horned jackrabbit that doesn't actually exist. Luckily, you can soothe your disillusionment with a drive in their awesome forklift and with great beers like Thunder and Pale Ale. They didn't actually okay the forklift thing, but it's worth a shot. Tennessee state law caps the ABV of beer at 6.2%, but that didn't scare the brave boys at Yazoo Brewing, our number 3 pick, who went and got a distiller's license so they could create the first high-alcohol beer in Tennessee, Sioux, a porter weighing in at 9.2%. From rock-steady stalwarts like their Pale Ale to brave experiments like their Embrace the Funk series, these guys aren't afraid of anything, except being clean-shaven. At number 2 is Blackstone Brewing, a family operation featuring a full lineup of award-winning craft beers since 2010. Their ever-popular St. Charles Brown Porter, for example, has won so many GABF medals, it takes 27 minutes to arrange them tastefully on the side of a six-pack without them overlapping each other and looking all crappy. Not that we would know. Trade in country twang for Gregorian chants at our Belgian-inspired number 1 pick, Black Abbey. No matter the style, owner John Owen and his team make all their revelatory beers, like the Rose, a Belgian blonde ale, according to 600-year-old monastic tradition, including the monastic tradition of throwing toilet paper at your buddy while he's mashing in. Hey, judge not, lest you be judged. It's Brew Day in Nashville, and James, Martin, and Laura from Tennessee Brew Works are just about ready to get the sweet sound of the city into their music-powered, wood-aged Session Saison.
Guys, this place is amazing. It was the first dedicated recording studio in Nashville, and for the last 50 years, the biggest names in music have played here. From Dave Matthews Band to Shania Twain, the Monkees to Willie Nelson, and even Dolly Parton.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, look at the space.
Check it out.
David.
Yeah. Hey, gentlemen.
Vito.
Hey, guys.
Dan.
And lady, welcome. Come on down.
This looks so cool.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
James. Hi.
Vito.
Hello. I'm
Dan.
David. This is a very interesting challenge. The band is going to make music, and Vito is going to turn that music into electricity.
Dan, if you guys could go into the recording studio and start jamming, make some electricity.
We're going to go see if this thing works.
And how will we know if it is working?
That little light.
When the light goes on, the electricity is working,
Push
press
that
the button, and we'll heat up the water tank.
There you go. Okay,
Let's
go.
do this. We're going to need a lot of music and a lot of electricity.
I'm going to go and give the musicians some beer, and hopefully that'll allow them to play for hours straight. Hey guys, some beers for you.
Thank you.
The more Dolly Parton hits you put in, the better. I'm a big fan. Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's channel our inner Dolly.
Okay, boys, hit it.
I'll hold my tongue and let you dance around these broken bones I used to call my hands.
Oh, it's fluctuating a little bit.
I am a creature preaching to its habit, hoping that a heartbreak wasn't in the plan. But what if
Hey, it worked. Power's on. Looks like we're getting the temperature.
Temperature's looking good. We've got some amazing music in the background. Let's mash in.
Absolutely.
I think this is a really nice base. We've got flaked wheat, some rye, and some barley.
It's bizarre, but in Tennessee, you can't make beer over 6.2%.
6.25% is our limit, so we're a little reserved, but our flavor profile will always be there.
What happens if you make a beer at 8%? What do they call it?
Moonshine.
If it's above 6.25, we just distill it.
And then they lock you in jail.
Yeah.
How long do you think we can keep this going?
Well, as long as the band can keep playing, hopefully they'll play long enough to brew the beer.
Now that it looks like we're actually going to be able to do this, how about we mix it up a little bit?
That drummer's been playing now for about an hour and a half. Maybe we could give him a break. Sounding amazing. How about if James and I take over from two of you, and we'll just form a new band?
That's all right. I'll take your guitar.
Cool. Ooh, do I need that pick thing?
There you go.
Thanks.
Ben, this is an original and pretty technical piece. Just try and keep up.
I'll do my best.
1, 2, 3, 4. So Ben, when's the sex with groupies? You haven't got any here?
down in this hole?
This is one of the neatest things that we've ever done. In here, we've got a Nashville rock band generating a mountain of sound energy.
I am not the same man I used to be.
In here, David and Vito are isolating the frequencies that we need on the mixer.
You came along to
That energy is then going out and hitting this amp, but as opposed to the amp sending electricity to speakers, it's sending electricity to power our ultimate Nashville beer. And this is the most pivotal stage of the process, and it's when we're going to need the most power. We're getting the heat in the kettle, plus powering two pumps. So far so good, and we've got some work going into the kettle now. We're adding a second pump to the load, and as soon as we did that, the light started flashing.
Power.
Guys, more, faster.
pedal pretty much at volume. Let's kill the pumps and stop the sparge.
All right.
To the ultimate Nashville beer.
It's nice and sweet.
All the wheat, give it a nice kind of smooth backbone. Then the rye will give it a little bit of pepperiness in there as well. The band's been rocking out so hard, we're now boiling.
And what are we using for the bittering hops?
We're using some Super Galena.
Doesn't have too much the piney resinous flavours of some US hops, more on the fruity side with some darker fruit notes in there too. Could be perfect for this saison.
Absolutely. We can go ahead and add our nutrients. Let's make sure we treat those yeast right so that they can produce all the alcohol we need. And that's zinc and magnesium.
Little metal ions.
Yes, absolutely. It's essential for them to divide, replicate, and also produce alcohol. We're also going to add some Irish moss.
What's that going to do?
This will help to clarify the beer and make it crystal clear.
Can I taste it?
Well, sure.
So this is...
It's like sushi.
Oh yeah, it is little bits of seaweed.
Be careful, there might be a couple shells in there.
It is actually seaweed. Amazing.
So, all right. Since we're so late in the boil, we have some nice aromatic flavoring hops to add. These are our crystal hops. Very good for a saison.
And one of the most traditional old-fashioned American hops as well.
Yes.
Kill the boil and add the light hops.
All right, I'm turning it off.
So we've got one final ingredient to add, and is this Tennessee sage?
It is.
You're always better to soften the petals
Yeah.
before you throw it in.
It just opens up all those aromatics. You've got to give it a little...
Definitely.
Thank you.
It perfectly pairs with the woody flavor. We'll go ahead and drop it in and start the transfer.
Let's steep it in.
Yeah.
I love the aromatics of the late hops, especially that sage that's kicking in now.
David!
Here they got you here.
Oh my goodness.
That is beautiful, David. Not only are we going to ferment the beer and age it on the guitar, it's actually got a special guitar case carboy as well. So Laura, there's two different types of wood in here. There's the poplar that makes the body, and then the neck's made out of maple. So that'll add
nice.
a little bit of texture to the beer as well.
Yeah.
I hope the wood doesn't swell too much.
That's what she said.
I
David, it looks amazing. Let's get this worked through the chiller and into the carboy.
Good luck.
Can't believe David's made this amazing case.
Hope it's watertight.
Yeah, I hope it's watertight. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of hot work going over amplifiers. Okay, well, let's get it set up with the pump. We've got our little cooling system here. Copper coil, we've got a bucket of ice, so we'll cool it down as we pass it into the carboy.
So this is the last time we're going to need the pump today. We need one big last song from the band, then we should be all set.
Okay, guys, last song. Make it a good one.
She was live
Coming through, James.
There we go.
every way. Curls of coffee.
The wort's coming through. They've got an amazing light saison wort filling up, and it's gently cascading over the wood.
You don't know just how close.
It's pretty cold in here.
Oh, cold, very cold. Maybe too cold, yeah, your flows. There you go.
To breaking down my
Come on, guys, more.
and wild
It seems to be watertight as well. We've got nothing leaking. It's
I'm pretty sure this won't be the first time a Jeff Sen guitar's been completely covered in beer. We're almost finished transferring through. There's only a little bit left. That's the last of the wort now. Finished. I guess we can tell the guys to stop playing. 8 hours of non-stop jamming. Guys, let's get a beer.
you've got the yeast, and we can get this pitched.
So we have a saison yeast, has some Brettanomyces.
These yeast are quite lucky to be in here.
Guys,
Thanks so much
Oh
for
my
your help.
gosh.
We did it.
This is unreal.
So this has to be the most rock and roll beer ever made.
I think everyone deserves a beer.
We need some liquid.
Well, guys, to beer and music, the ultimate Nashville beer.
Cheers.
James and Martin are in Nashville, and now that their music brewed beer is ready to serve, it's time to submit it to the judgment of the people.
Thanks for coming. We brewed the ultimate Nashville beer for you guys. And without further ado, let me bring on Martin James.
So, we were out yesterday. We came across this amazing place, Prince's Hot Chicken. They started mild, and mild is hot. Then it just keeps going up from there. But we ended up on extra, extra, extra hot. And it was like having lava poured into my throat. My nose was running, my eyes were running, I lost the hearing in my left ear. So we went back to the hotel. That wasn't the end of it. This morning I worked out that Johnny Cash was also a big fan of Prince's Hot Chicken. He wrote a song specifically about it.
We wanted to make the definitive Nashville beer, and it's hard to imagine this city without music. It would be like beer without hops, or Googling images of Taylor Swift without deleting your internet history.
We wanted to make this beer actually brewed by music. Yeah, I didn't know either. To find out how to do that, we went to Sound Image to speak to Vito, and he showed us how.
This gentleman helped us figure out how to take the sound energy that comes from a band and turn it into electrical energy that we could use to drive pumps, a hot plate, and ultimately make our beer with.
So we found this awesome place to do it. It's called RCA Studios, and we got one of the coolest new bands in the whole of Nashville, Arkenstones. Amazing. And we said, guys, you'll need to help us out. We're going to brew the beer. Can you play music for us? It won't take too long. 6 or 8 hours should cover it. So we jammed for 8 hours and we brewed the beer.
But that wasn't enough. The guitar is perhaps the most iconic instrument in all of Nashville. And we made a special guitar from poplar and maple, and we actually fermented and aged the beer on that guitar. Let's taste it. We wanted to make the ultimate Music City Nashville beer. How do you think we did in that mission?
Music City, y'all brought it. It's there.
It's a little woody, but I feel like I taste the sage more than I do wood.
And can you taste the music that it was brewed with?
I feel the love.
So if you compare the flavors in this beer to a famous American musician, who would you compare it to?
Dolly Parton.
So this is the Dolly Parton of beer.
Yeah, robust.
You ever met a real-life cowboy before?
No, most of the cowboys around here are just tourists. If you see someone that's decked out fully cowboy, well, almost certain they're from out of town. Sorry.
Okay, interview terminated. Get rid of her.
It's been so cool tonight to see so many people enjoying it, and we wouldn't have been able to do this if you guys hadn't played so hard for so long. Maybe you guys can drink enough of this beer and play enough music and we can turn it all into beer again. Sounds like a good plan. Cheers, guys. Thanks again for your help.
Thank you so much.
We love this beer, but ultimately it's for you guys to decide if it's going to be a chart-topping hit or if it's going to remain an unsigned wannabe.
So what I'd like you to do on the count of 3, if you love this beer, stick your glass in the air and shout, drink it. If you think it's more of an Alanis Morissette track, stick your hand in the air and shout, dump it. 1, 2, 3. Take this opportunity to thank Laura and everyone here at Tennessee Brew Works. We've had a blast doing it. Thank you so much.